Hey, we are so glad that you could join us tonight. Here
I'm
we
so
are.
glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Chelsea.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out which button to push to make the thumbnail go away. Still
No
figuring this
worries.
thing out.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I'm really excited. If you haven't seen, we have Tim from Ethos Car Care, Tim Coates. We're going to be getting to know a little bit about his company, about his products. For those of you that have never heard of Ethos, they are I would say, a boutique brand, but they've been around for quite some time. And you started off with just a few products. Now you guys offer the wide range of everything that you would need to take care of your vehicle. And I have used your ceramic coatings, I've used your products over the years with stellar results. And so, if you haven't learned about Ethos, hopefully tonight you will be motivated and encouraged to maybe check them out. I know this is a House of Rags YouTube channel, but this is just all about educating you guys, sharing with you guys fantastic products, fantastic brands, and fantastic people. So, Tim, thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me, and thanks for the awesome intro. It's good to be here, and I'm excited to connect with all your viewers and answer some questions and talk a bit more about the brand and the company and where we are, where we came from, and why we do things. So,
Yeah. So, when it comes to Ethos, where are you guys located? Where's your headquarters at?
I am located in San Diego, California.
Okay.
This is where I manage all of our marketing, our product development, everything here in house, and then we have manufacturing facilities in Texas. We have a fulfillment center in Colorado, and then also some manufacturing on the East Coast as well too. So
How big is your company now?
we've been growing pretty steadily. So we've grown every single year since 2018. We've grown to the point now where we have a small marketing team. So I manage our marketing team in-house, or design team as well. But we ship anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 orders a month between our website and that's not including Amazon. So we're definitely we're growing. We're not a massive company. We're still a small company. I personally still manage every single point of the company between
Wow.
customer service to sales, product development. So I wear a lot of hats still, and I like kind of having control over that. But we're looking on adding on more people and trying to expand and improve some of our operations and stuff like that too. So we're making a big push right now on the product development side. So we have a lot of products we've been testing behind the scenes. So kind of just gearing up production and stuff for that, and trying to increase our production volume to keep up with some demand, because we've been having some issues running out of stock of products and some product development things, just in some bottlenecks we're trying to expand on. So currently trying to expand the team, definitely.
Do you guys have plans on being at SEMA this year?
Yeah, we'll be there. I'll be there pretty much the whole week going into the weekend. So we won't have a booth this year. We should have one next year, but I'll be there walking around and connecting with people in the industry.
Okay, awesome. I'll be there. Hopefully, we can connect and
That'd be great.
play with some products. I know we want to get going into the whole Ethos car care. I just have to say, I know a lot of the comments have been already saying about Charlie Kirk. I don't know if you saw that in the news.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful
Heartbreaking.
over
That
the
is
whole.
absolutely heartbreaking. And honestly, a sad day for America, a sad day for Patriots. But prayers for his family. I know, I feel like they're empty words. I don't know if she'll ever hear it, but God definitely gained an amazing angel today. So
And prayer is
sad day.
powerful. It's heartbreaking to see, and violence is never acceptable. So it's
No,
heartbreaking.
hopefully something good can come from it. But
Yeah.
anyways, sorry, just wanted to get that out
Glad
out
you
of the
said
comments off the chest.
Yeah.
I honestly was at my son's soccer game and saw it in the news and was just heartbroken. So if you see me a little heavy hearted today,
Mhm.
he was definitely someone that I aspired or looked up to, just because he had a great way of expressing his faith and challenging people. And yeah, I think we need more people like him. But
Sure.
anyways, Ethos. Can you tell me what made you start Ethos in the first place? I know, 2018, you said, is when you started, so that was pre-COVID, pre all of it. What made you say, let's add one more detailing brand to the mix?
Yeah, 2018, it was a time point where I'd started my detailing business in late 2010. So started doing just kind of maintenance details all the way up to got into paint correction, ceramic coating. So at the point in 2018, I was doing mostly protective films, so PPF, clear bra, and ceramic coatings. And the number one question I got from customers when we spend a week on their car wrapping the whole thing or doing ceramic coating was, how do I maintain this? And at the time, there was really no good options on the market. The industry is really still kind of in the wax polymer phase, and ceramic coatings were still pretty new. So as a professional, most of the products I knew that my customers were using, I wasn't super happy with the performance and the results of it. So I'd give them my like professional level products, all the stuff I use in the shop. And the complaint I always got was that they were kind of overwhelmed. The product labels were really obscure. The instructions weren't clear. They oftentimes used the wrong product for the wrong thing because it had these, really crazy names that didn't make any sense. And I'm like, there's got to be a way for my customers to have a product that performs professionally, but that my mom can pick up on a store shelf or online and understand what it is. And I'm like, I don't see it in the market. I see there being a need for this. So the first product came out with, it's just a waterless wash, named it waterless wash, made the instructions really clear, gave it a really nice scent, really nice color, and made it safe for ceramic coating, something they can use as a ceramic coating topper, and infuse some of those technologies in there. And my customers absolutely loved it. And I
Was
like,
that Defy?
Yep, that was Defy. It was a precursor to Defy. We had one version before that,
Okay.
but that's basically what Defy turned into. And my customers, they loved it. And to the point where they're asking for like, hey, do you have an interior cleaner, or do you have a coating, or do you have a tire shine? And I'm like, no, but I could. And then the process kind of just started. I added, shortly after that product, I added a ceramic wax because my customers like, cool, I don't want to touch the clear bra. It's out of my realm, but like I waxed a car before. Like, is ceramic coating that much harder? And I'm like, well, what if we could make like a ceramic coating out of a wax, like a wax applied ceramic coating? Because everyone's familiar with waxes. Everyone's waxed a car on the weekend with their dad or whatever in their history. So then we came out with ceramic wax, which was a ceramic infused, sealant basically that was be applied like a wax, wipe off like a wax, and it really kind of bridged the gap between a ceramic coating and a professional or Canuba wax, and made it really accessible for people to try these products for themselves. Because in my experience as a professional, overwhelm was like a word I heard a lot with things. And if people just actually tried the products and had the confidence to just step foot into their garage and use something, they would then try other things and really find that it's not as complex or as hard as it needs to be. So I was like, what's a way we can kind of enter these products in the market, make people really comfortable and actually enjoy the process and not overwhelm them, not make things too complicated. So those two first products really spawned the brand, and I started adding more and more SKUs to the lineup and finding ways to innovate on chemistry. And then right around, shortly after, ceramic coatings, we came out with a ceramic coating. And then, late 2019, we came out with a graphene coating, which was really kind of an innovative thing as well, too. And that really put us on the map because we're the first one to the consumer market, at least with the graphene coating that was available for consumers. So that kind of was the Ethos story up to that point. And, as they say, the rest is history.
Now, did you get any pushback from the detailing industry with graphene? Because I know that there's like a mix of people that, and I'm one of them, that love it. I see the benefits of it. I think the beads are taller and that the water kind of falls off. If we're going to say that that's the water spotting reduction, I think the hydrophobics perform differently.
For sure.
And I know that there are some that just think, it's pencil shavings. We're not really putting much. Like, what kind of pushback did you get with graphene?
I mean, I was expecting, because it was a product I was testing for over a year, and then on the back end, and I was expecting the market to welcome it with warm arms. And the pushback I got was, I lost many nights of sleep over it. It's definitely aged me a few years, because it was, yeah. I mean, I chose the name Ethos because I wanted to create a brand that was honest and trustworthy and created good products at a good price. And the name calling and the stuff we got for the product that we thought was a great product and innovation was disheartening to see at the very least. So there definitely was pushback. We still get pushback to this day. We're on our ads and YouTube videos, things like that. But as with anything, people are to have their opinions on the technology. Some people may like ceramics more. I mean, I get comments that wax is better and people are diehard wax, and that's great. I mean, in some cases, maybe that is a better choice. So yeah, we still to this day, and we got a bunch back then too. So it was kind of disappointing to see, but I think the technology has proved itself over the years, and people were to like different things for different reasons. And there are some companies in the market that are doing real technology with it, and I'm afraid there's probably some that are using it as a buzzword too. So yeah, exactly. So as with anything, there's marketing behind it to some degree, and there's companies that have real technology behind it. So it definitely, I can see why people would be controversial or would have some opposition to it for sure.
So you said the name Ethos, wanting it to just be something that everyone can kind of gravitate towards.
Yep.
When it came to developing the products, how hard was it for you to kind of just get that first product out there and then figure out what to do next? Because I mean, a waterless wash,
Yep.
it's a great kind of maintenance, but then like, how did you know which direction you wanted to take the brand after that?
Yeah, it's a good question because in 2018, the detailing market is way different than it is now. I mean,
Hmm.
there was not a dozen private label companies or white label companies out there, manufacturers offering this stuff. Our first formulation, I found a chemist in Greece, somewhere on the internet, and it the first formulation
That
didn't.
doesn't sound shady at all, Tim.
Yeah, it didn't. Let's just say it didn't go well, but there is no easy way to find a formulation. So it was a lot of trial and error, and working with our chemist to find just really a bare bones formula and iterate from that. And I didn't really know what I was doing. There was no DIY book of how to start a car care brand, and it was really just making mistakes at least at a small stage and learning from them. And a lot of it was just also me being able to use the products on my shop on a daily basis. So I own a detail shop. I still own it. I'm still here every single day working on cars personally. And that helped a lot because it gave us a ton of different use cases to try products in. We have all our customer base at the time, that we're using and giving us feedback and saying, this worked really well. This was streaky. This wasn't. This clean bad or this clean good. And also just kind of figuring out ways to make the products better. So that feedback was massively helpful. And then like in terms of where to go from the waterless wash and where to move it for, one feedback I got from customers a lot too for my detailing business was I was seeing that the DIY scene was very much starting to emerge. So it went
Mhm.
from my really successful clients wanting to pay somebody to do things on their own, the ceramic coatings, all that kind of stuff, to them also starting to ask more questions of like, hey, I got a new car and I want to figure out how to like detail it on the weekends. And so I saw the market kind of shifting to more of the DIY side. So I thought it'd be a good idea to start offering some of the professional technologies, the coatings, the ceramics, that kind of thing into the consumer level products. And the customer feedback was great. Like I said, once they saw how easy it was for them to use, they started loving the products and started requesting more and more products to add to the lineup. And that's kind of how over time the line really progressed. I was only planning on having maybe 2 or 3 products. I just wanted to create Ethos and as a ceramic coating maintenance line. I wanted like a soap, a waterless wash, a topper, and maybe like an interior product. And then just because people were requested, I was like, well, you can find another way to invent or come out with a novel, feature of a product. Why not? And that's kind of where we went from there.
Now you do something I feel like is a little bit more unique with some of the other detailing brands. You don't really carry your products on a lot of other sites, do you?
No, yeah, I
Is that
mainly,
intentional? Like, are
yeah,
you wanting to draw people to your website solely?
yeah, it's intentional. I had a couple online distributors earlier on, and my experience with them wasn't the best. And
Okay.
they were marketing and leveraging and claiming things about the products I didn't want out there. Kind of being a little too aggressive with things. So I just wanted to have the control over the distribution. And our fulfillment team is so spot on, and they're so quick and good with orders that it just I didn't want the chance of our brand getting skewed because they had a bad experience with another distributor. So I just like being able to have the control over our assets, our marketing, and our claims, and our products, and everything as well. So
I get
we do
that.
have some international distributors that do a fantastic job as well. So international, we definitely have suppliers out there, but in the U.S., with how heavy we are on Amazon, so people can basically get our products within a day or two if they're Amazon Prime for free. I didn't see a need to add on a bunch of distributors outside of our website too.
Yeah, I totally get that. When it comes to building trust with the consumers, because obviously, I, would you say you target more the DIY or the professional detailer with your current products?
I'd say we target everybody. We definitely, my goal with the brand and our slogan is pro results made easy. So we want our professionals to feel like they can use their products for their own customer vehicles. And we want their customers to also feel confident enough to use our products on their services as well. So I'd say we target everybody. We do have professional dedicated products like our Graphene Pro coating and things like that. But I wouldn't say we're like only focused on professionals. I feel like there's a couple other brands out there that probably lean more in that direction than consumer. But I'd say our products from A to Z work for both equally as well.
So being that you have a broader target audience? Like, how do you go about building trust with such a wide range of knowledge? You know, you go
Right.
from, I don't want to say the ignorant, but the beginner
Yeah.
that maybe they're literally learning how to do anything by themselves to the professional. Like, how do you build trust? Like, how do you even educate on such a wide spectrum with your products?
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do, especially with so many options out there. I found it really is helpful to um, be a subject matter expert in the industry. So we spend a lot of time on our YouTube videos and also our DIY detailing blog, teaching people from all different types of experience levels, from how to clean a wheel up to how to apply a ceramic coating or how to polish paint. So adding education, I think, helps a lot if people build trust, because if they see that we know what we're talking about, we're not just trying to sell a product. You know, we're not just trying to give somebody a solution. We're actually trying to help them along the way. That helps a ton. And then also just make products that do what they say, and stand behind the claims of our products as well. So make things that, you know, we actually are doing dedicated testing of our coatings. We're doing long-term testing to validate, you know, durabilities, longevities, water bead testing, all the way down to, you know, some of our quality testing for some of the consumer products, and just making things also easier to use. So I think once they've tried the products and they know that, you know, the product is either going to overperform what we claim, they know that it's the rest of the lineup they can trust is going to be just as good, if not better.
What do you think have been some of the biggest challenges with kind of setting your brand apart in such a flooded market? Because I know, like, that's probably the biggest issue that a lot of detailers have is just figuring out what products use. And there are a lot that really want to be brand allegiant.
Hmm.
And I feel like you guys have a solid, like, the entire brand, like, lineup is solid. I've not tried one product that really doesn't deliver.
Yeah.
But how do you, beyond having really great products,
Hmm.
how do you set yourself apart? Because people will probably just look at it and be like, they're white label,
Yeah.
or they're just like another chemical guys. Once you start getting so many products,
Hmm. It's a tough thing to do. I mean, there's a lot of great brands in the market, so it's becoming more and more difficult to set ourselves apart. I always go back to the experience. I think it really matters having a detailing experience and having a founder that's touching the products every single day, that's using them on their own customer vehicles. That helps a ton. So guys that really are close to the product, close to the detailing industry, and close to the brand, having that as the backing makes a huge difference. And just that experience bringing to the table. And also, now we've been around for a little bit longer, we're, you know, like I said, there's no rule book in how to create a car care company. There's no
mhm,
formulations you can find on the internet that are going to be perfect. And a lot of this just comes from iterations and knowing what works and what doesn't work. And a lot of that just through trial and error. You know, we've made products in the past I thought were great and thought were perfect. And over the years, I've learned and found ways to improve them, and learned that they weren't the best and they weren't perfect. And that's always going to be kind of a progression. And I think the brands out there that are going and being honest and saying, hey, we made a version 1, but we think our version 2 can be better, and this is why. I think that makes a huge difference in finding companies that can iterate and come out with new products and find ways to improve stuff they already have. Because I mean, we know brands that have the same formula they've had for 15 years, and, you know, just like your iPhone now compared to iPhone in 2010 are not the same product. Chemistries change, your raw materials suppliers change, and I think it's really important to be nimble, and really shows the consumer that at least you're trying to push the envelope of what they can achieve and what they can come out with, and find better ways of making the products improve.
okay, we got a question from Eddie here. He says, "Baby Hulk, aka Tim." Tell is that a little loving nickname that you?
Yeah.
He said, "Tell us about your compounds. I just ordered them and tested them. Was impressed. What's the goal behind them?"
Awesome. Yeah. So they're unreleased yet. There's something we'll have a little bit more information on. So I don't want to talk too much about them until the official release. But yeah, we came out with a new, some new abrasives. It's our first abrasives we've added to the lineup. Really refined abrasives. So worked on with our raw material supplier, finding a really uniform abrasive, so the cut and finish is quick and consistent. So those will be released here in a couple weeks, along with a full set of pads and foam pads and all that stuff we'll have for the polishes. So we'll have a full system from basically cover 95% of the, paint correction process that most people need for their vehicles. So I'm excited for those to be released.
So he says they're live on the site. In fact, we're gonna go
Yep.
to the webpage. All right,
They
let's.
are live if people want to get them before the actual release. So we haven't done a push yet. We haven't actually announced it to our customer base, but they're available if people want to. Eddie was, I mean, he must be on the website pretty consistently, because I was like, "What's this order for polishes?" And I saw Eddie's name, and I'm like, "Yeah, you got I think you got one of the first sets."
Yeah, Eddie always gets everything first.
It's
And then he teases everyone about it. So I see here, pure cut, perfect polish.
yep.
Is this going to be like a hybrid compound where based on the pad choice, like you can cut and finish down, or is this solely a compound?
It's a diminution abrasive, so it doesn't have to be a
Okay.
dedicated compound. It could be something that for harder paints, you could definitely use it to finish down with a foam pad. So it's very
Okay.
versatile. And then our perfect polish is going to be very, very versatile as well. So something that you can use for a cut on most paints as well, but also mainly for finishing down on soft paints. It's going to finish down really nicely with very minimal haze.
How is it on black GM paint?
It's good on black GM paint paired with the black foam pad. It works really well on it. So it wipes away super smooth. It's really nice
Okay.
to remove. So it doesn't really kind of give you that stickiness on the GM paint, which can mar as you wipe away.
I see we've got pure shampoo. We've got, so now we have hybrid ceramic rinseless wash. How is that different from Defy, or did that take the place of Defy?
No, it's different. It's a rinseless. So Defy is our dedicated
Oh,
water.
that's right. Waterless wash. My bad.
Exactly.
Okay, so now you have a rinseless wash. And then
Exactly.
your iron and fallout remover. What is the smell on that?
That is a cherry smell. So it has our low odor iron remover technology in it, but it still has a little bit of faint sulfur smell. But it's a cherry scent, so it's not horrible.
Honestly, I think I'm not mad if they have a little bit because of that like perm sulfur smell because you
Yeah,
know it's effective then. I feel like the ones that try to totally eliminate that smell, they're just on the weaker side when it comes
yeah,
to effectiveness. Your wheel cleaner plus is so good. How did you
sure.
improve the formula? Because the first batch was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was also a goal of trying to remove some of that really bad smell. And in doing so, we found a new raw material. So it's not sodium without glycolate; it's a different
Okay.
technology. And in doing so, it reacts quicker and it reacts harder.
Okay.
So it's lower scent and performs better, which is kind of a win-win for that. And also has detergents and degreasers and things in it that make it really effective on removing outside of just brake dust, just road grime from the wheel itself.
Okay.
Not for tires. This is strictly dedicated for wheels, but it does a great job of removing just all the contaminants you get from daily driving. Or we now, make it as our high performance wheel cleaner. So people that have
Okay.
really German automobiles or high performance vehicles with a ton of that brake dust, that product is really good for it. Whereas our total wheel and tire is going to be kind of a well rounded like wheel and tire cleaner. Less, no iron in it and less focused on like the brake dust, more focused just on kind of the maintenance of our daily grime and all that stuff that builds up.
I would say your tire and wheel cleaner is very good at cleaning tires. And for me, that I feel like I want that to be a better cleaner because sometimes they're really weak on cleaning tires. So, like I said, you really can't go wrong. And none of the products have not like performed excellent for me.
Mhm.
Um,
And some people have claimed they want total wheel and tire to be stronger, which we could have made it stronger, but then
but
it
then it
runs.
might damage it.
Yeah, exactly. So there's different ways. Like we build each product with really well thought out things in mind. So we want to make that product so anybody like from anodized to raw aluminum to powder coat can pick up and use and dry on the surface, and not worry about ruining their really expensive wheels. So for 99% of people, that product's would be really great. If someone has a tire that's never been washed before, it's not gonna pull stuff off like Adam's wheel and tire or some of these really strong acidic cleaners out there because it's not meant to damage the wheels.
You have this kit. Is this ever going to be back online? Because that is a fantastic price for
It's
all
a
of that.
full, yeah, exactly. We're just waiting on. I believe our Easy Glass is currently out of stock, so it should be back in stock pretty soon.
That is a killer deal because that is a one of
It-
my favorite ceramic coatings.
yeah, it gives our 50 mil graphene coating, glass coating. It's got resist, which is a great maintenance topper for the coating. Cleanse, which is our dedicated graphene shampoo. Tire dressing, trim dressing. It's kind of your whole well-rounded graphene kit. So covers all the bases.
So we were talking before the show started. You got rid of your foam party.
Yeah.
What soap replaced that?
So our Pure Shampoo, which is a new release, we just released it last month, is going to
Okay.
be our dedicated car shampoo. So this is no protection. It's part of our Pure line, which is really just focused on cleaning. It's going to work really well in the foam cannon. It'll be just as foamy as the foam party was, but work even better in a bucket wash. So more slickness, more lubricity, better cleaning power as well. So it really does kind of two things, whereas foam party did one thing well. And it's going to be kind of just a better all around car shampoo, and also less expensive. So one of my pushes I've made in the last couple of years is really kind of trying to bring down some of the prices of our products, which has been
Really?
hard to do in an inflationary environment, but just finding ways to make things more affordable for consumers as well, and just have a wider reach with things. So we haven't made any price increases since 2021, and we actually made some prices decrease. So
That's fantastic. Now,
and
when you are decreasing them, does that mean that the materials within it are lower grade, or have you just maybe not taken as much profit?
it's more so economies of scale. So now that our
Okay.
company has grown, we can make things in larger batches. We can buy more raw materials in larger quantities, and instead of gaining the profits, which from a business standpoint isn't the smartest, but from a brand standpoint and a customer standpoint, I think is a better way of going, is that we just pass some of the savings on to the customers. So if we
So
can,
if I'm trying to figure out which shampoo is
Mhm.
right for me,
Yep.
like which is going to be best in which scenario? Because you have a few.
Yep. So pure shampoo works for every situation. You have a
Mhm.
coating, don't have a coating, want to use a foam cannon, want to use a bucket, works for everything. Our two protection shampoos, the ceramic and graphene, are more tailored towards the different technologies in ceramic and graphene. So if
Okay.
you have a ceramic coating, that's the technology you want to stick with. You don't want to use graphene coatings, stick to the ceramic shampoo. If you have graphene, graphene coating, and want to maintain it with our graphene technology, the cleanse graphene car shampoo is going to be the best for that. A
Are
little
they
bit
going do they have protection within them?
yeah, so they do both have the graphene coating has, or the graphene shampoo has a graphene coating resins in it, just as the ceramic has our silicates in it too. So if you have an uncoated car and you wash it over time, it actually will bead and give you protection. And the goal of that too is just to fill in any low spots of the coating as you wash it and kind of give you a two-in-one, wash and protect with each. So
Very nice. And so if I were to use graphene on ceramic, would it look different? Like, is it going to be a better performance with the ceramic versus graphene? Are you going to see a big difference?
no, it's just not going to probably bond as well to the graphene
Okay.
as was the graphene coating, the graphene shampoo. And our graphene car shampoo also has a lot stronger cleaners in it. We found our graphene coatings to be a little bit more chemical resistant, so we upped the cleaning ability, and it's slightly more alkaline as a cleaner, so it's a little bit stronger on the coating to remove grime and debris from the car. So stronger cleaner than the ceramic car shampoo is.
Okay. And then interior wise, it looks like we have your interior detailer and conditioner spray.
Yep.
And then we also have your super APC. We have a fresh car interior cleaner plus protection. How does
Yep.
that differ from your interior detailer and conditioner spray?
Yep. So our interior detailer is kind of one of our OG products. That was
Mhm.
number three that we released. It hasn't changed much since then. It's kind of one of our just vintage, been around for a long time. Going to be basically like a detail spray for the inside. Has slight condition ability, so it adds a slight sheen. Doesn't make it greasy. Doesn't make it slick and shiny. Cleans decently. Cleans light grime. Daily wear stuff like that. As
Mhm.
well as leaves behind a little bit of UV protection and a little bit of interior protection. Whereas like Fresh, for example, is going to be a strictly cleaner along with some protection. So no conditioning is the main difference
Okay.
between those. And that's because our Fresh is really designed to be paired as a prep for our leather and interior cleaner. So
Okay.
you can't use interior detailer as the prep, but the Fresh works really good as the prep.
So your super APC, it says new formula.
Mhm.
What improvements did you make there?
So just up in the concentration, up in the dilution ratio of that. So it can be diluted all the way from up to one part to 20, 20 to 1. And so a strong citrus, D-limonene citrus cleaners. So actually, we source from Florida oranges, which I think is kind of a cool thing. And just increasing the cleaning power of Super APC. So, and it's still safe. It's not going to be, it's something where it strips away interior surfaces, not going to be harsh on surfaces. So it works from everything from plastics, vinyls in the interior, all the way up to like engine bays, wheels, tires. Cleans really well on tires. Wheel wells, things like that. So very versatile product too.
Sounds like it. FYI, Clarity, fantastic glass cleaner if you guys haven't tried it.
And
So,
definitely made some improvements to V2. So our V1 formula was kind of having some difficulties bonding to all types of glass. So
okay.
customers were reporting it wasn't giving you the water beading and protection like I claimed. So changed an active in there, and V2 is super, super solid. Very slick, no streaks, works on every type of glass now, and gives you really good durability and really good performance out of it too. So good
Now,
hydrophobics.
Clarity, do you recommend just for exterior or you can use it for interior glass as well?
Yeah, exactly. You can just use it as a all around and glass cleaner too. It doesn't have to be just for exterior windows.
Now, ceramic coatings we'll get to in just a second. I
Mhm.
know one of your OGs is Resist,
Yep.
as well as your ceramic wax. You were talking about that. You have a new formula with ceramic wax. What's going on there?
Yeah, so that's going to be basically our fourth version now. Something that we are also focused on just improving the durability, improving the consistency of results for customers in terms of the longevity and how many months of protection they were seeing, and also just increasing the hydrophobicity of it too. So still wanted to be easy to use, but we really just searching for upping the performance, upping the longevity and durability of it too.
Now, what are you guys seeing as far as durability in the real world with this product?
Yeah, I'd say a daily driven car that's not maintained properly, at least 6 months. If car is maintained properly, you get up to 12 months with it.
What would be the benefits? I mean, I know this, but let's just state for maybe those that are curious. What are the
Mm.
benefits of going with a product like this versus a ceramic coating?
Yeah, so this gives you more versatility in terms of how often you want to apply protection. When you have a ceramic coating, you're more locked into what you want to do with it. It's going to be hard to remove, harder to recoat the surface. Some paint finishes also, let's say you have single stage paint or you have some older paint that you don't want to interfere maybe with the aging process or where the paint's at may be too old to apply a ceramic coating. The ceramic wax would be a good option. Or if you have some paint that say, has some light swirl marks and you don't want to go through a full correction process, the ceramic wax will fill some of the lighter defects more than a ceramic coating will too. So it gives you
Okay.
that versatility with it, and also just the ease of use to have to not worry about high spots and really prep as much as a ceramic coating would.
So we have Resist, which is your graphene spray coating. You can also use that to maintain the ceramic coatings with.
Exactly.
Fantastic product. You also have your Finish Shine ceramic spray, which I would imagine is like the ceramic version of Resist.
Yep. Exactly.
So your graphene coatings, you have your Max, you have your Graphene Pro, and then the Graphene V2.
Yep.
What are the differences between all three of those?
Yeah, so all going to be our graphene resin, so all from the same technology. The main differences are going to be in their use cases. So our Graphene Pro is really going to be our top of the line coating. It's going to have the highest activity and the finest grade resins we have in it. So really for the professional looking to give the customers the best of the best. Durability, longevity, a little bit harder of an application. So when you usually push up the activity of the coating, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, little bit of a thicker application than our consumer
Good to
coating.
know.
Whereas, yeah, the V2 is kind of our more well-rounded coating. So give you really awesome protection, really good performance across the board, but also be easier to use for the consumer. And we also have
Way
a lot of
easier.
detailers, using the graphene matrix coating on for the detail businesses too. So the Pro is not going to be someone that you're not going to be missing performance out of the V2 that you wouldn't get in the Pro. Sometimes the ease of use alone makes it worth it.
So the Max Graphene heavy duty protection, how long is that going to last versus V2?
So that's going to be we claim it's about 7 years in
Okay.
durability. The Max is kind of a misunderstood coating. I really designed that to be for high use, application wheels, industrial equipment,
Okay.
industrial applications. But customers were really liking the use of it. They started using it on other applications, which works really well. But we designed that with different actives in it to be more chemically resistant and abrasion resistant than our normal coatings. So I would say probably the hardest out of all three to apply, but also the most durable, where from abrasion and chemicals attacking the surface.
So if someone like me were to, because I've used your V2 and it is super user friendly, way more user friendly than the first version was.
Yep.
Um, what would be some tips that you would give to people that want to tackle the Max and the Graphene Pro as far as application? Is it apply and then immediately level? Are we sweating? Are we rainbowing coatings?
Yeah, so really just going to be a quicker flash time. So our
Okay.
V2 is going to be anywhere from 2 minutes to about 5 minutes of flash time,
Hmm.
depending on your temperature and humidity. Whereas Pro and Max are going to be, I'd say, less than 2 minutes, up to about a minute of flash time. So you're going to have to work
Okay.
in smaller sections. You have to be more thorough in application. So slightly more overlap, slightly more cross hatching, as well as at your wipe off, be more vigilant with pushing coating around the surface. Those would be, because the activity, they're more prone to shadowing and more prone to leaving behind high spots than the V2 would be. So just takes a little bit more of a skilled application, a little bit more attention to those than the V2 does, and just a little bit more time and effort in smaller sections for
When you
application.
say shadowing, do you mean like when you're leveling, if you don't level it evenly, you can kind of see
Yeah,
like shadows? Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Does that come from applying it too heavy? Because that was one thing Ivan said to me last week that that's where that was coming from, and I was like, I didn't realize that.
I don't believe it's too heavy. It's really just
Okay.
the activity of the coating. You're just seeing a taller resin layer on the clear coat. So it's not, it's not a mistake to apply it that way. It's just kind of a casualty of having such an active product, basically.
So it's not that if you see that go thinner, you're probably applying the right amount. You just might have to have a more involved leveling process.
Exactly. Or you just need to start wiping off slightly sooner. Like if you start
Okay.
seeing the shadowing, you're probably 5 to 10 seconds too late in terms of
Okay.
wipe off. So you're kind of right in the cusp of where it should be and where it shouldn't. And then some paints, I mean, especially when you get to the higher activity, on some colors, let's say you get like a dark red with no metallic in it, the max is
Mhm.
probably going to shadow to some degree, regardless of what you do, just because that's it actually bonding to the surface. It's showing you the thickness and the layer it's leaving behind. And if you go to wipe all that away, you're actually starting to disturb the coating itself before it fully cures. So they're not high spots. They're just it's still activity on the surface starting to react and bond to the finish. So it's something that, the really, really active coatings, because I don't know it's possible to go much more active than max. I mean, we're pushing, as much as we possibly could without it being maple syrup. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of a casualty of it being such an active coating, essentially. It's not that it's the wrong application or that it's being applied too thick. It's just the way the technology is.
Okay. I'm going through all of the comments because while I was on the website, a ton of comments came through with some questions.
Nice.
One question that Rick had is if you were launching Ethos in 2025, what would you do differently, if anything?
That's a good question. I would probably, I'd probably go back to the basics. I think the industry has shifted. There's been so many products that have come out that are, infused with ceramics or infused with graphenes. I would just try to make products that were very simple and affordable and did what they would, a basic car shampoo, a basic detail spray, a basic, interior detail or things like that. And just kind of double down on those things. I think the industry got really fragmented, once I think, Turtle Wax and McGuire's and all the big players started to come out with their, ceramic infused stuff. It became really difficult for the consumer to, like we were saying earlier on, determine what brand they should try and what else is out there. But yeah, I think I kind of just stick to a basic, what makes car care great. I don't, the coatings are fantastic, and having infused sprays and cleaners is really important. But some of my favorite products to this day are the most basic, like our detail spray or pure car shampoo or interior detail, or things that are really basic. I think that's really important to. If a brand can't do those things right, then the ceramic infused stuff and the really advanced stuff is not going to work either. So
Is it hard developing something that is just chemically advanced and then making it user friendly? I think I asked that, but like,
yeah.
how hard is that from a chemistry standpoint?
Yeah, it's the most difficult part because you're trying to hit like 3 pointers, but your experience is from the free throw line. So it's like it's difficult because you're trying to do things that are opposite. An easy product is the easiest product to use out there is going to be just water. So you start adding things to it, adding activity, adding raw ingredients. It's just going to be more and more difficult to use. It's be less slick at application. So you have to add things to add slickness, and then those things to add slickness make the other ingredients not work together, and you start kind of running in circles trying to make something that does. If you can have a product that lasts 50 years and it's super easy to apply, like there would be no need to try anything else, but it's not possible. So oftentimes we find ourselves, running in circles and then coming out with something that is more simple from a chemistry background, and that works better because you're not adding all this complexity where things start fighting each other. It's something on the back end we've been working on early, just kind of making products that are more consistent and had less problems from the development side as well as the production side, and just make things that were more consistent batch to batch. Because you start, including some of our products have up to 30 ingredients in them, and if one of those ingredients is not mixing well with the other, it could ruin the entire product. And sometimes we don't see it till it's 3 months down the line and it's falling apart in our inventory, or customers like, hey, this product's not working like you claim it to be, and we pull it back and we're like, well, that raw ingredient was probably not, our manufacturer or raw supplier probably didn't tell us it changed, or something didn't go well with it. And then we're having to go back to the drawing board and either pull it out or swap it in with something else. And it makes it really difficult. So simpler is better, I think, moving forward.
So Conway, I think he's being a little bit of a devil's advocate, maybe, or an antagonist. I'm not quite sure. He says ceramic infused everything is marketing BS and trash. And then he says, like, really define ceramic. There are a lot of possible options. JB even says, yes, ceramic is a broad term. So when
Yep.
you say that you have a ceramic wax or a ceramic spray or even graphene spray coating, to what extent would you say that they have valid points or they've got it wrong?
I mean, they're both right and wrong at the same time. So there's companies out there that are for sure just using the ceramic term to market products, and then there's products out there and companies out there that actually have the ceramic technology in their products. So like, we don't call it ceramic shampoo and it not have any ceramic in the shampoo. Like, it's not or ceramic wax and it be just a wax with no ceramic. So these are built from the ground up around silicas or silicates and adding things to it to make it work. So if we want to make, let's say, a ceramic detail spray, we're starting with the ceramic and building the properties around the ceramic itself. We're not, adding some ceramic to a detail spray and then saying, hey, there's the ceramic detail spray. It's not used as simply just a marketing point. It actually has the same chemistries in it that we claim it to the product to have.
Is that hard though, educating a customer base that a lot of people see those words and they think I got a coating? Like,
Yeah.
how do you educate that? I don't want to say
Sure.
ignorance because I think
Yep.
we deem that as a negative terminology, but for lack of better words, sometimes that is what it is.
Yep. Yeah, and some people, I mean, you're trying to almost reteach people what they think they know, and oftentimes, I mean, I have clients that or customers that tell me that they wax their car and it's a coating, and that's, to them it's the same thing. And I think it's important at least to be just, transparent about what the product's intended purpose is, and because the definitions are different for everybody. What somebody declares as a ceramic coating versus a ceramic spray, or from a detailer to a spray sealant, are going to have different definitions. There's no real universal, term you can look out there. And I hear it quite often where people are like, well, it's not in a glass bottle, it's not a ceramic coating. And that's not completely true either. You can put it in an HDPE bottle. It's not going to be any different than a glass bottle. So it's like, what really then makes a ceramic coating different? Because it's polysiloxane and it's instead of a silicate, like, to some degree, but then there's silicate resins out there that last longer than some polysiloxane. So it's like, then is it durability that's making it a coating, or is it, user friend? Like, it depends on your definition of what those products are really.
Well, and someone asked the question as far as for your coatings, are they SiO2, titanium, polysiloxane? What is the kind of the DNA of them?
Yeah, it depends on the product. So, like a ceramic coatings or polysiloxane, or graphene coating is graphene built with a polysiloxane backbone. So those are different technologies. SiO2, so like silicate resin, silicates are still in the same family as ceramics. They're called ceramics, but they're like water-based technologies, can't work with like a polysiloxane. So those are just different chemistries in of themselves. But no TiO2, like, we don't mess with any of the titanium stuff. We don't mess with any like fluorides or like fluorinated resins, which are really harmful. PTFEs, things like that. So they have more of the SiO2 polysiloxane chemistries.
Which do you find to be the most user friendly? Polysiloxanes?
Yeah, and those are basically going to be in our solvent-based chemistries. So, like our silicates, which is like an SiO2, is going to be more in our water-based stuff. Those are probably going to be the most, user-friendly, easiest to use, the SiO2.
Okay. David wants to know, is ceramic rinseless? How much protection is in it? And your rinseless, can it actually be hydrophobic? And then how do you stop it from dyeing his spray bottle pink?
Oh, yeah, good question. So just the ceramic isn't designed to bond to the surface. We built a ceramic with a ton of surfactants onto the actual molecule, so it attracts to dirt and dust, not to the surface. So not going to leave any protection behind. It's not going to be something that you can't use for prep, that you can't use like before a coating. So we use it all the time here in a detail shop for like before clear bra, before ceramic coatings as a prep. Not going to leave any like water beading, hydrophobicity, anything like that to the surface. More designed just to enhance the cleaning process. And then in terms of like spray bottles, I would try to switch like A PET bottle, probably. HDPE is more porous, tends to hold on to the color more often, but that's more kind of just a dye issue than it is the chemical.
Well, and I think Conway is continuing to clarify his question from earlier. His point is that so many companies throw the term ceramic around every product they make. Like, who needs a ceramic wheel acid or ceramic glass cleaner? What are the benefits of adding ceramics to, let's say, tire shine or
Yeah.
glass cleaner? I know that there's a few companies that have it. Is it to help with dust repellency? Is it to help with slickness? Is it supposed to help with protection? Like, can you add ceramics to everything? Won't it just break down at certain point with certain chemicals?
Totally, yeah. It's like a ceramic wheel cleaner is not going to be really efficacious. The reason
He's
why we
probably
added,
being sarcastic with that one, but
yeah,
yeah.
totally. The reason why we added ceramic to our glass cleaner was for, I mean, a lot of people were doing a glass coating or want glass sealants. You want your glass to bead for visibility reasons, and that's a product where the goal is to have a 2-in-1. The goal is to have a product where if you don't have any protection, it adds protection, or if you have protection, it maintains the protection. It goes back to our original ethos of us wanting products that, my customers that had ceramic coatings done by us or done by themselves can maintain their coatings with. So not many people out there are really kind of just, having bare surfaces. They have coatings on their trim and their plastics and their wheels and their glass. So having a product that helps boost the protection that's on there, helps maintain it. It's one of the reasons why we added ceramic to them, just because it adds additional performance to that product. For tire shines, for example, there is some benefits of adding ceramic or graphene to the tire shine, because it does enhance the formula, does enhance the protection longevity, and due to it being more of a covalent bond to the surface than an ionic bond. So think of like cling wrap versus like Velcro. If it's a water-based formula without really any, ceramic or graphene to it, it's going to wash away much quicker than if it has actually the resins and things in it that are going to be much more durable, much more sticky to the surface. So the benefit for those like dressings and protections, obviously like longevity and durability are huge ones.
Okay. We got a few more questions here. Can Pro be purchased by anyone? Mike G wants to know.
Yeah, so Graphene Pro, we opened it up to the public about 6 months ago, so anybody can buy it. We only authorize our detailers who want to offer it with our warranty package. So if you're a registered installer of it, you get a full 10-year warranty you can offer your clients backed by us. But anybody can buy it, to use on their vehicle. But if they're not authorized, they won't have the full warranty.
I think you answered this already, but is Pro hard to apply?
No, I wouldn't say it's hard to apply. I wouldn't use it as your first coating. But if you've applied like a ceramic coating before, it's definitely going to be in the easier side of Pro coatings out there. So no need for like IR lamps, no need for like crazy applications. You can do it in a garage, or you could do it in a well-equipped shop with ventilation and stuff. So,
well, and we didn't really talk about this guy right here, EZPZ.
Yeah.
So I saw you have a new formula for this. What is updated with this coating?
That is that formula hasn't changed since we released it. It was our new, so it's just a new release from our previous ceramic matrix, which was I think a couple years ago we released this. So nothing new since that's been released. Still kind of our easy polysiloxane coating. Something that, I mean, I don't think it gets much easier in form of ceramic coating to apply.
No.
Don't need to worry for like high spots. It's super slick. Not going to be the most durable coating in the market, but I don't know if there's one easier to apply.
Yeah, I would say if you have a vehicle parked outdoors and you don't maintain it, this may not be the coating you want to go with.
Yep.
But if you maintain it, it's going to do really well. I think I have it on my Subaru, untopped. I'm not really babying it, and it's lasted a year. It has clogged a little bit. Like, I have to do some water spot treatments every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually very impressive. I know Jamie did a video over on his channel on it. I think you could do almost like an entire vehicle before you have to come in and level.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that it won't leave behind the high spots like you would expect it to. It's something you can apply to the whole car. It's got a really slow flashing solvent in it. So you can, depend on the size of the car and your temperature, but most applications apply it to the whole car, come back around, wipe it off the whole car. And it was kind of something I wanted to bring back to the days of one of my favorite products back in the day was Menzerna Poly Seal. And it was something you apply to the whole car, come back around, wipe it off. And I just thought it was kind of a cool idea to have for a coating that you can apply like a wax or like a sealant. So it goes back to the kind of the a summary of us really wanting to just make things as easy as possible.
Yeah. Jamie, make sure you link that video in the description for anyone that wants like the easiest ceramic coating to ever apply. So when it comes to Ethos, you said you've got some product development that you're working on. Can you
Yep.
give us like some teasers of what that looks like?
Yeah, I think Eddie spoiled the big ones. So the polishes compounds is
I
a big
mean,
one.
he didn't really spoil it. It's on your website.
That is fair. That is fair. So that's something we've been working on for a long time. That's going to be a big release for us, and a lot of things we have on the media side coming out with a whole series of how to polish compound, the full process from A to Z. Some other new products we're working on. So really focusing also on the accessories and equipment. So got some things in the tool side we're working on, and then the chemical side we'll be coming out with some new coatings too, some V3 versions of our coatings in the very near future. So
The graphene, we're talking a V3.
Yep,
Now,
exactly.
what are you looking for to improve in a coating? Like when you say this could be better, like what are you like ease of application, durability, chemical resistance, all of the above?
Yeah, I think in terms of performance, coatings are pretty much maxed out. I think it really comes down to ease of application, gloss in terms of like looks, feel for slickness. My big thing is making a coating that isn't just slick the first time you apply it, but even after you wash it, that it still stays slick. It's not something that's just a temporary feeling. So that's kind of my focus is I think durability, hydrophobicity. I mean, once you get above 106-degree contact angle, it's like the water's going to bead and be impressive and reject chemicals and all that stuff. It's how to make the coating even better in terms of a look and like actually living with it perspective of you can keep touching it. It's still slick. It's still super shiny. It's still giving you the performance, but also something you actually want to look forward to using too.
What's not released? Jamie wants to know.
Yeah, I have probably about 20 products in the pipeline, at least.
Like, are we close to being fully developed?
Yeah, I have some final versions. Like, for example, there's products on our website that are available for purchase, like the polish and the compound that we haven't released yet. Our pink detail spray I still haven't released yet as well as a new product. That's something that kind of a throwback. We're bringing it back from our original detail spray, and people seem to love that. But there's also some other chemistries and equipment accessories that we have that are really close to coming out too.
Sheepstar wants to know, what is a product you would want to make that you haven't done yet?
I see a lot of talk about like self-healing coatings. I think it'd be kind of cool. There's not really any in the market that I think are really any better than like PPF and that kind of thing. But that's something I wish technology we could push to that degree where you can apply a coating that doesn't just look good and bead water, but actually adds like durable, self-healing technologies or even like some impact protection too. So that'd be kind of cool. But
How would you even go about doing that if you're not doing something like I don't know, like an Icon Rock Clear or something like that, where you're putting on clear coat?
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to like the solvent technology because there are like I've messed around with some solvents that are like like a coating you can apply but don't have to wipe off. And the real problem with that we've had, I have a couple that work well, but there is some likelihood of rainbowing on like darker colored finishes. So like the coating dries and it still rainbows, but lighter colors, I have a coating you can wipe on and walk away and don't have to wipe it off. And it flashes the solvents out gas. It does its thing. There's no wipe off, but I can't release it because then if you were to buy it with a black car and say it rainbowed their entire car up, but like,
I mean, for those that like that look, though, be like like a matte wrap or one of those like rainbow wraps.
Exactly. So there are technologies. I'd say from a raw material side, we're not quite there yet, but like that would probably be in the future that we could do. We can have a coating you could wipe on, don't have to wipe it off, self levels essentially. But yeah, that'd be cool to take a whole step out of the process. Is something I probably want to release. Pressure washers, maybe. I'm curious about getting into that in that perspective. I think there's a lot in the market, so it makes it a little bit harder to be competitive. But yeah, I think the tool
Talk to Keeve.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's talking about. So
Even Josh, apparently they know everything about pressure washers.
I
So
don't even know. I've never been a big pressure washer, geek. So diving into the whole realm, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. So
I'm sure. Steve wants to know what Ethos product, new or old, are you the most proud of?
I think the graphene coating for me is something that I'm the most proud of. It was it was not easy making that technology, especially when there wasn't a lot of options out there. And I was really happy because it's something that I use on a daily basis, and I see the results in the real world and what my customers bring back and how much they enjoy the protection on their cars and how easy it makes their cars to clean, how their cars always look so shiny and glossy. And it's just something that every time I see a car that has the coating on it, I just smile because it looks so cool. It looks so good. It looks so shiny. I think that, yeah, that by far, the long-term products, the coatings are, I think, the most rewarding because they're also the hardest to work with. It's not, it's a very difficult thing to formulate with. Whereas the water-based stuff is definitely easier to mess around with.
Eddie wants to know why have a spray ceramic wax and resist? They both last 12 months.
Different strokes for different folks. So somebody that wants a wax, wants to apply a wax, and there's a lot of. I mean, I've tried to discontinue ceramic wax so many times, and every time I say I'm going to take it off the market, I get so many emails and complaints, and like it's the best product ever. Don't ever remove it. So there is definitely some overlap with some products, and that's I think by design because people complain and people want certain things, and other people just want other things, and some people will never do anything but wax their cars, and other people want the easiest form of spray and wipe protection that's possible. So I definitely don't want a product lineup that's so convoluted that it's hard to know what does what, but I also have enough selection where people can have a one-stop shop and get everything they need for their preference. So it's kind of a fine line between the two, I think.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick little commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the common mistakes people use when using your products and maybe answer some more questions that I have. So we'll
Perfect.
be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
So Chelsea asked me, hey Carlos, which of the products from the House of Rags is your favorite product? Well, my favorite product from the House of Rags is going to be the GOAT. This right here is definitely one of the best drying towels that I have used because of its absorbency. I can dry like no tomorrow.
All right, I love me the GOAT too. Personally, I'm a little bit more in love with the Diva rinseless towels. It's the perfect size, gets under door handles a little bit better, but you gotta have something to dry to use these towels. So what I like to do is actually use Quiver Hot Coat. Even in direct sun, just simply spray and rinse. Beautiful hydrophobics, streak-free finish, even in direct sun, and it gives your GOAT a ton of water that you can now effortlessly dry. But if you're looking for protection that's as hot as I am right now, Quiver Hot Coat, you're not going to want to miss this. Use coupon code A2D10 to save yourself 10% over at the House of Rags. But let's go ahead and get back to the show. Now, speaking of spray and rinse products, what would you say you have from the Ethos line that would kind of give you that same kind of protection? Would that be Resist? Can you use that as a spray and rinse?
Yeah, you could use the Resist as a spray and rinse. It's not designed, strictly for that, so I would say it wouldn't perform as well as some of the others in the market, but it would still work. And the Ceramic Refresh, Resist, Finish Shine, even Defy would work as a spray and rinse. So they have the PDMS in it that would bond and work just as well.
Nice. So we kind of teased before we went to our commercial break, but what are some of the biggest mistakes you see people using with your products?
Yeah, I'd say using too much. So a lot of the products are really, really concentrated. So some of the complaints we get about ease of application, streakiness, usually can be like defined down to just over application of the product or using on a hot surface. So the car's out in the sun, or maybe the car's in the shade, but they just got done driving the car and the hood's still warm, and they go and spray on Resist, or they go and spray on, detail spray or something, and it streaks. That's probably a big issue. So Following the directions, I'd say less is more when it comes to most detail products. You get better results actually using less of the chemical, and using things overlapping too, like making sure you're not using too many products for the application. So layering is a big thing, but you can definitely go overboard with layering too many products and come up with some kind of streaking smeariness problems too. So
Less is more with most products, I find.
yeah, I agree.
Which of your products is the most underrated product,
I would say
in your
Defy.
opinion? Defy?
Yeah, Defy. It's really one product. If you take away every other product we offer, Defy pretty much can do everything. It's something that you can use as a detail spray, as a coating topper, as a waterless wash. You can use it to clean. It has a lot of cleaners in it. So if your car is moderately dirty, it does a fantastic job at that. You can use it to glass cleaner. You can use it even on the interior if you wanted to, as an interior detailer. I mean, it's pretty much everything all in one. And the protection, I mean, it lasts, I'd say, at least 3 months. If not, I have clients that use it and get even more durability out of it. So it's for it being so well versed and being a multi-step or multi-use product, it's got really strong durability to it.
Did you happen to see my videos that I did on over at Attention to Details where I was like testing out Maxwell One, and I put it up against Defy?
Oh, nice. No, I didn't see that one. How
I'll
did
just
it do?
send it to you. I thought I sent it to you, but
Okay.
it was it was almost embarrassing how
Oh,
good Defy was in
yeah.
comparison to Maxwell One as far as waterless wash, streak free.
Yeah.
And there is a difference. I think some of these thicker products out there that might hedge more protection,
Mhm.
but yours is more, even though it's waterless, like you can almost see it's a thinner product, but it has really nice slickness and lubrication.
Yeah.
It cleans really well. And even if you do go heavy, it's not gonna be like a streak nightmare.
Totally. Exactly.
So,
Yeah. I think Maxwell's much more of it's like kind of a milky whitish product, right? It's a little bit thicker.
mhm.
Yeah, pretty heavy on the streaks and stuff. Yeah, I mean it's definitely Defy is hard to beat with. You'll find products that are more durable. You find products that are better cleaners, but you probably won't find a product that does as many things as good as Defy into one. So it's hard to beat.
Yeah, I think it was one of my first products that I tried from you guys.
Yeah,
And I immediately bought like 3 bottles of it. I gave 1 to
nice.
my father-in-law, 2 for myself.
Yeah,
Like, he loves wiping down his cars constantly, so I was like, "Please,
perfect. Yeah,
please use this."
exactly.
Like,
Throw away the California duster. Yeah,
yeah, for those that just have that itch to go outside and rub your car down, use Defy. Like, you're not gonna damage it. You'll at least put a little protection down.
people find so many unique ways of using it. I mean, I have clients that use it. They love it for door jams, like it for wheels. They clean their
Mhm.
barbecue with it. They clean their showers. They clean their countertops. Like, I mean,
Is it
it.
food safe?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. It's water based, so there's nothing in there in terms of the water based chemistry that would mess with it. So, I mean, you could drink it technically and be okay. I wouldn't, but yeah,
We're not encouraging that
not
here,
encouraging you.
no.
I mean, some customers, they say it smells so good, they wish they could drink it. And I'm like,
I
please
would
don't.
say it is a really delicious smelling product.
It smells
Um,
like candy.
yeah. In your opinion, what is the most misunderstood detailing step?
Um, Most misunderstood. I think the wash process, because I think there's so many different opinions on what's right and how it should be done, and it just I think depends on what people are looking for. Some people like 2 bucket, 3 bucket, pre-rinse, pre-foam, and are pretty adamant about that's the only way and that's the right way of doing things. Whereas like I've never been a 2 bucket guy. I don't think it's needed if you're pre-foaming and pre-rinsing. So I think the wash process is as good as or what someone's preference is on things. Some people do only rinseless and they love rinseless and that's all they do and that's all they need and that's perfect. Some people only do waterless washes. So I think even though it's as simple, the goal is to clean the car. There's so many ways of doing it. People get so opinionated on it that I think it's simpler the better and what works for your process. Some people can make it a 2-hour process and some people can make it a 10-minute process. I think both are right. I think it's what works best for the person.
What is one tool you think every detailer should own? And why is it a compressor and a blowout tool?
I mean, those are really important. I'd say obviously aside from the right detailing chemicals, I'd say high quality microfiber makes a huge difference. So
And where can we get that at, Tim? Yes, at Ethos, but also at the House of
yeah,
Rags.
house rags. Yeah. Well, microfiber is important because I know a lot of people that are using, improper or maybe just even old microfiber towels, and you're just not getting the benefit that you should out of them. And I think it goes back to the question about common mistakes for detailing. I think it's using the wrong microfiber or using an old microfiber that is not absorbing the product and not, giving you the results you need from a product. I have so many people that use the products to have streaking and smearing problems that come to find out their microfiber is 3 years old and it's been washed 20 times improperly with a dozen other products in it, and it's just no longer doing its job. So I think well cared for microfiber is super important.
Speaking of which, if you need your microfibers laundered really well and you haven't tried Renaissance, if you haven't tried Detail Co's Renaissance microfiber wash, I would encourage you to check it out, Tim. Is that one product you think you guys will ever carry? A microfiber detergent?
Possibly, there's so many good ones on the market.
I don't know if you can trump Renaissance. It's one of the
Yeah,
best that I've tried.
it's really important to have a really good microfiber detergent. I mean, it makes all the difference. All the
So
difference.
since Ethos doesn't have one, I'm just going to shamelessly plug Renaissance and just try it out. I know that's a total shameless plug, but honestly, I am a little bit of a microfiber hoarder. I've had some for years. And I mean, they start to break down. They lose their absorbency, especially if you're using ceramic drying aids. And I washed it with Renaissance and it literally gave my towels back their absorbency, like
Brand new.
years old absorbency. So I
It
think
makes
it's,
a huge difference. I
yeah.
mean, you can bring towels back to life. There's been some towels that I thought were well past their prime, and using the right detergent it brings them back to new almost. So they go a long way.
Uh, if you could change one thing in the detailing industry, I ask a lot of people this question, what would it be?
I think just for more people to get along. I think there's a lot of
Can't we
opinions.
all just get along? I think I
Yeah,
say that every episode.
yeah. I think there's just a lot of drama and stuff in the industry, and at the end of the day, there's no emergencies in car care. I mean, this is not life-saving technology. I think a lot of it comes down to personal preference, and everyone's got their own preferences and opinions, which is awesome. And some products work better for other people, and I think it's good to share insights and things with people. But I think everyone needs to just be a little bit more friendly with each other and be okay with differences of opinions. I think it's going to be a lot more, conforming across the board.
How do you handle negativity when you receive it? Because I know we were talking, before we went live that when you first started out, I saw you a lot more online.
Yeah,
And sometimes you maybe could get a little heated. You were
totally.
very passionate about your products. Like, how has your approach to that changed over the years?
Yeah, and when you start a company and you have a lot of passion behind what you do, you can definitely take things really personally. And I have, and I'm a sensitive guy. I've built my products and my product line to be what I think is what I would want to see out there. So when people bash them or people say things that aren't true, I used to really take it personally.
What's
And
your baby?
yeah, it's your baby. Exactly. And when you feel like it's someone that, you feel like they're incorrect and you're right, there's a place of you needing, me feeling like I needed to correct them. And I think probably just maturity and experience and knowing that I can't change the world on a Facebook comment and
Hmm.
change someone's opinion online. They're going to have them regardless of how I feel or what I perceive the truth to be. I try not to get involved with those kind of things. And I'm really fortunate to have a really core audience of customers that love the products and are super supportive. And, everybody, from I've known you for years, and Eddie and Jamie and everybody in the detailing industry that I would call friends, have really helped me to just accept that not everyone's going to like my products. Not everyone's going to like, everything about it, but those that do are really the ones you got to focus on and not, focus on the negativity. And you could do everything right and be a perfect person. Someone will still criticize you. So it's not worth getting arguments and being defensive about it.
Yeah. Do you feel like you want to start making more of I don't want to say a presence online? Because I haven't really seen you do a
Yeah,
ton of stuff online. Do you feel like as your new products are going to be released, maybe we'll see more of Tim Coates in the future?
totally. Yeah. It's a goal I've had, and it's something that I've really just been really busy behind the scenes working on, both Ethos, but also my detail shop. My detail shop takes me away from it takes a lot of my time from Ethos, and it's something that I've been really working hard behind the scenes to build some processes and hire some staff to give me some more flexibility and more time to be in front of the camera, connect with the audience, and film more content and do things that we can give back to the community. So definitely, in the coming months, you'll see a lot more of me in the future.
How big is your detailing shop?
I have about 5,000 square feet. We have a staff of 4 full-time people and a handful of contractors. So
Wow.
we do, and mainly we're doing, coatings, window tint, PPF.
I was going to say, I see some stuff back there that looks like
Yeah,
you're doing more than just product development.
exactly. Yeah. So, and we, anywhere from 10 to 15 cars a week typically. So, I mean, it's decently sized. It's definitely it's a whole operation in and of itself. So
Do
definitely
you
takes away from things more than I want it to.
do you ever have plans to go into the PPF world?
Yeah, I've worked with some manufacturers in the past in terms of developing some films for them. In terms of like Ethos probably having its own line, probably nowhere soon. I mean, there's manufacturers out there that will do it better for sure.
Mm.
But
Okay. We had a few last minute questions. Is the smell of Pure like Foam Party?
it's similar. So Foam Party was pina colada tropical.
I loved it.
Pure is more of a mojito. So very similar, tropical, relaxing vibe. They both smell really good. Pure, I think is one of the best smelling soaps. It's amazing.
What is the warranty terms for pro coating as a pro certification installer?
In terms of terms, it comes down to just your history as a detailer. You have experience applying coatings, how long you've been in business for, business license, things like that. And then it covers, application, failure of the coating, premature aging, things like that for actually what the warranty is covering.
AMI detail. Nope, wrong one. You guys popped up another one. What wrap manufacturer is your favorite to work with?
In terms of like clear films and window tint, I like Eastman Chemical. They're US based company, solid team of guys. For like colored PPF and stuff, I use a couple, pure PPF all the way to 3M and Ozatec, S-Tech. Those are kind of, I'd say probably the top ones.
And then Jamie wants to know, this was probably more of a comical one, but I think it's still funny. How do I get jacked like Tim?
I guess just install more PPF, squeegeeing, the spray bottles and squeegeeing. Yeah.
Apparently these guys love to pick on you for your muscles.
Oh, for sure.
I don't have that problem. I'll just say that. They've never once commented to me about my muscles. Right. I'm a little upset about that, guys, but that's okay.
Now's the chance, guys.
I'm working on it. I went to the gym today for the first time.
There we go. Hey, it's a start.
It's got to start somewhere, everyone. I'm getting older and detailing is starting to kick my butt. So I'm going to start kicking its butt back.
It's a physical job. I mean, it's not easy. So it's a lot of work.
Well, I am so thankful for you to come on here to answer all of our questions, my questions. My final one for you.
Okay.
What does the future of the detailing industry look like to you?
Yeah, I think it looks like a place where more companies spend more time in education of their products and more like community type stuff. And I already see it starting to switch this way. I think a lot of companies are focusing on building their communities and coming out with content and finding ways for both consumers and professionals to get more value out of their expertise. I think our detailing products are just a tool, but the knowledge is really the value and really the important part. So if we can find better ways of giving the customers, enthusiasts all the way up to professionals, more results with their products, and whether they're making money and paying for their bills with a detail business and how they can improve that, or they're just doing it for fun as a hobby and how they can make that a bigger passion project for them. I think industry being more of a net positive than it being each company trying to one up each other in terms of product attributes. So I definitely think it's moving in that direction.
I think because social media and content creation is becoming just a normal thing. Every detailer is trying to get a piece of the action.
Yep.
It's not a lack of information. It's just accurate information.
Yep.
And authentic information. Because, I think that's something that I have always strived on my channel, that I will give 100% authentic feedback, even if a company is like, hey, we're going to send you free product to review. Like, you're still going to get my genuine opinion. And that's the hard part nowadays, is to know who you can trust when it comes to that content creation. But I think a lot of companies are missing out on that opportunity to work with content creators to get that information out there. They're either trying to do it all themselves, or they're giving it out to way too many people, and they can't control, I don't want to say control what they say, but they can't control the education that's being put out there.
The message, for sure.
The quality of education, I think. So if I think if you can't figure out that balance, you're going to struggle in today's day and age. But
there's a lot of noise. It's hard to really, like you said earlier, it's hard to stand out. It's hard to be heard. And oftentimes, I mean, it's really, for companies that want to speak truth in their products and speak truth in what they are doing, it's sometimes tough for them. So yeah, like you said, I think it's really important to align yourselves with the right people they're both knowledgeable and also open to wanting to share, their experience in an honest and truthful way.
Keith wants to know, is Ethos ever going to come to Thor? Would that ever be something you would consider? Not, and Eddie and Jamie did not put me up on that at all, but would you ever consider going on any one site other than Ethos? I know you said you had some issues in the past with kind of quality control in that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no. I mean, possibly in the future. I'd say probably for the short term, not in the short term, but probably maybe in the future. Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance that I could get a coupon code and get some V3 up for myself.
Yep, exactly.
I'm gonna hold out hope there, Tim.
There we go.
Do I get a cut, Jamie and Eddie? I'm just kidding. Totally was not put up to that. I'm being 100% honest. But I love seeing great products with great people. Do you know what I mean? And Eddie and Jamie, I've honestly become big fans of them for just the hearts, their authenticity, for what they're trying to do within the detailing industry. So I think it's just interesting to consider.
You're selling me.
I'm just saying. Like I was saying about the whole being able to control the content and quality of education.
Yeah.
You got a really great facility of people over at the House of Rags, but I'm biased. I know I'm biased. We're going to stop. Okay, guys. Anyways, I didn't plan on going that direction, but I am so thankful for you coming on, sharing with us your brand. If you guys haven't tried any of the Ethos products out, I think from the comment section alone, we've discovered a lot of them slap. You should try them out for yourself. If people want to buy Ethos, where can they go now, Tim, to purchase them?
Yeah, it's directly on our website and also on Amazon. So all of our products are on Amazon if you're an Amazon Prime member, or directly through our website, ethoscarcare.com. And then on social media, all the popular social media platforms, Ethos Car Care, you can find us. And I respond to pretty much all the messages, comments. I'm always looking. So if you have questions, you can also email me. sales@ethoscarcare.com is my direct email. It goes direct to me. I see every message that comes through there. So sometimes social media can get kind of lost in the mix. But yeah, email me personally, and I'm happy to talk to anybody.
Well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Tim, it was a pleasure to finally get to chat with you. I hope that we can connect at SEMA. If there's ever any feedback that you need for any of the products, by all means, I'm a huge fan. Love to help you out. You did send me 2 coatings to test out that I'm hoping to be doing some video reviews. I think you sent me the Max and the Pro Graphene.
Nice. Awesome.
So that's why I was asking questions, because I'm a little nervous now, but Jamie said they're pretty easy. So I think
you'll be okay.
I don't know. When you say they're thicker, faster, more chemically, I'm like, okay, so you're telling me it's going to be difficult, but
you said you wanted to work out. There you go. Just save it for
don't tell me that, Tim.
You'll be fine. I promise.
Definitely don't do it on a white vehicle then, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Dang it. It was supposed to be a white vehicle, but okay. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. V8 wants to know, what's your email?
Sales@ethoscarcare.com is my email.
And Conway says, let's do an arm wrestling match.
Perfect. Deal.
Jamie has a premiere. Head on over to his channel, Jamie the Cleaner, for those of you that want to watch. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chelsea, for having me on. It's been a blast.
This was awesome. Great interview, Tim. You should do this more often. You should really do this.
Perfect.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here at the House of Rags. I forgot I switched the time because it's school. But thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great one.
Perfect. See ya.
If you guys have watched this podcast episode all the way through to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you like the podcast, make sure you give us a thumbs up. If you really like the podcast, make sure you subscribe and hit that notify bell so that way you don't miss out on any of our future podcast episodes. If you're listening on any of our podcast streaming platforms, make sure you leave us a review and let us know what more you want to hear of in the future so that way we can make sure that we bring on the guests and discuss the content that you guys want to hear. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next Wednesday right here at the House of Rags YouTube channel. Have a great night.